This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's fight day, stroke fight night, later pending. We're in Gibraltar for Rumble on the Rock, POVETKIN versus WHYTE 2, live on Sky Sports and DAZN. I'm joined by Mr. Dean White, who's arrived in Gibraltar. Any dramas on the plane?
No, we had a safe journey. No extra curricular stuff going on. So, yeah, all good.
How much time have you actually spent with Dillian? Obviously, he's been out in Portugal for a long time, and it's almost like he's had like 2 or 3 back-to-back camps with the way things have worked out. But over that kind of course of time, how much time have you actually spent with him, Dean?
Do you know, I haven't. This whole camp, this is the first camp I've probably not attended, you know, at all. So obviously that's a bit different, but we video talk all the time. He's in the gym and stuff more time when I catch him, or he's at home. But he's always just been cool. He's just chugging on, you know what I mean? But what I can see is, he's always been a workhorse anyway. And as you saw in the weigh-in yesterday, he looks in tremendous shape. And I think I talked to various different coaches because I like to get their perspective on stuff, not just his. Because with him, he's just someone who wants to go. They've got to rein him in sometimes, pull him, and I've was asking him, is he resting? You know, is he flat, or is he this or what? So I ask different questions instead of just talking to him, because you're only going to get one answer. He's like, well, listen, it's a fight. I'm going to fight. I'm just going to train and I'm going to push on. You know what I mean? No matter the weather and whatever the cost. So the guys will give a different perspective to coaches, and it's good. He's got the two. He's got the shadow in there, and he's got Zav. So. Hopefully that will tell tonight, because I was going to say tomorrow.
When I spoke to Dillian a couple of nights ago in an interview, his words to me was, I'm not scared, I'm concerned going into this fight. And I suppose just off the back of what happened, it shocked us all sitting there watching that unfold in the Matchroom back garden. But we can kind of see where he's coming from. There is cause for concern because of who he's up against again tonight. I keep saying it's going to be tomorrow night, but it's tonight.
It's a bit confusing, but yeah, it's actually fight night, fight day, whatever you want to call it, shortly. So yeah, I get it. Of course, there's going to be concern because look, he was boxing, punch perfect nearly until that kind of moment. Equally, I know obviously POVETKIN was planning and trying to create the angle to get that kind of uppercut, but at the same time, it was very shocking because Dillian was in such a leading command, as it were, and he was boxing really well, and he had the 2 knockdowns. So you'd assume the writing was on the wall. You'd assume, but hey, history books has been written, and that the assumption was wrong. You know what I mean? But I believe it's just slight adjustments. I think that he needs to make. But can POVETKIN now go to the well again, and reproduce one of those spectacular shots again? I'm not too sure. He's an elite athlete at 41 to, knock out one of the emerging top heavyweights. Not to say he's not, he's right up there as well, in what he is, because he's a former Olympian and world champion and so on. So, but I mean, in Dillian, who was literally waited over 1,000 days as WBC #1, it was a shock to many people. Some said they didn't believe it was a shock, but hey, kudos to you guys. You must have won a lot of money, But we know POVETKIN's pedigree. So I think now, having shared the ring with him, Dillian would have a broader perspective of it, because when he was in there, I believe maybe what was happening is he was catching him with nearly every shot he threw, kind of thing. If you kind of notice, jab, the hooks, the body, everything working. He was throwing some good body work shots. There was, but even equally, POVETKIN was also. So I think Dill switched off when he dropped in, because he probably thought like, what, this is a little bit more easy than I could have imagined. This is just my opinion. I don't know, but this is what I'm thinking. And then obviously he kind of went into throw, and then he slipped and threw that punch, and the right hand was on the wall. But I think, saying that, I feel like Dill will make the adjustments because he's aware now, and probably going back looking at the fight again and saying, okay, now I can see what he was trying to do. What is POVETKIN going to come and do different? Maybe he might, try and throw more lefts. I don't know. I don't know. All I think is he's got a game plan, and his game plan mainly is to obviously close the distance, go to the body, roll under, throw the left, maybe throw an uppercut. I don't know, but we're going to see. I feel like Dillian, as a younger man, as a very, very hungry man, and knowing him and his mindset, I feel like he is mended those rights by having Harold in there and Xavier. and they will formulate a great plan to execute and get a good stoppage. I think I can't see this fight going a distance, and I see Dillian kind of leaving off where he left off when between round 1s and 4, starting good, starting sharp with a crisp jab, trying to keep that distance and break him down systematically, and not rushing it, not rushing the work. Educated pressure, nice, assertive aggression, but not overkilling, you know what I mean, where you're leaving yourself open for counters. So I think it's going to be a good fight, and I think the fans will, you know, enjoy it. And, you know, the order of the day and the word of the day is redemption and revenge. So yeah, we'll see tonight.
Dean, you talk about there, you know, you don't want to see him rush it, but at the same time, would you like to see Dylan kind of be a bit more ruthless and clinical when he sees the opportunity to take Povetkin out? Don't leave it to potentially the next round or later on in the round. Get the job done when he sees the opportunity to.
Yeah, but that's where the educated and aggressive pressure, where you're equally mindful of what's going to come back. You know, so you know you could be aggressive, but be smart in your aggression and pick the shots and kind of maybe like, you know, manhandle him a little bit, use the old school shoulder tactics, you know, and kind of close it and, you know, and kind of work and rough him up. A little bit like he did to Parker, you know, threw Parker off his rhythm a little bit. Because I think in that fight, I think that what happened to Parker, he got him off his rhythm and he never gained it back again in that fight. Because Parker was allegedly in that fight was going to be the pure boxer and Dill was going to be the slugger. But Dill turned into the boxer and outboxed him and dropped him and so on, you know what I mean? So I think a bit of both, a bit of boxing, fighting, but smart. And obviously trying to capitalise on make sure in that distance control, turning and giving angles, and make sure your hands are in the right position equally as well when you kind of turn and slip and do certain stuff. You know what I mean?
Being so close to Dillian as you are, Dean, how nervous are you for him tonight?
Do you know what? The nerves flutter in and out because obviously when you when you watch the fight again and you see that knockout, you obviously understand who he's up against. And then at the same time, just Dillian being Dillian and just him being, he was kind of pissed saying, I can't believe I got caught with that punch. And I know he's someone that doesn't like to lose. And he will do everything in his power to, you know, amends that and put that right. So in the nerves factor, it's simmering. You know, I think when I get to the venue, it's going to start to become more realer and realer as the fight approaches. And the nerves will probably kick in when I'm at ringside, kind of watching it and kind of, you know, like kind of, you know, flinching with every shot, kind of saying, oh yeah, do that, slip move, do, you know, like, and kind of playing it in my own mind how things should be, and I'm hoping what he does. But, you know, I've got faith, you know, that he's gonna box really well. He's looking in great shape. He's looking sharp, and he's gonna go out there. I think maybe I'd like to say the jabs, the rights will be good, like in a fight with Chisori. He was throwing a lot of good, sharp, crisp right hands, but then Povetkin likes to dip, roll, fast feet. So, you know, he's got to be smart. He's definitely got to be smart and calculative. So, let's see.
Just finally, cutthroat, straight prediction from yourself. What are we going to expect to see tonight?
Explosive from the beginning, sharp. Both guys, you know, are solid campaigners in the heavyweight division. I believe, for me, I'm looking to see this fight go within 6 rounds. I can't see this guy in 12 rounds, and I believe Dillian's going to be victorious. And yeah, I feel like obviously Povetkin will come and push the pace and do what he always does, because like I said, he's a solid boxer throughout, I don't know how many years he's been a professional, 15 years, 12 years, I don't know. But, you know, it's going to be an explosive fight, and be there or be square.
Dean, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Not long to go. We're literally hours away from Rumble on the Rock. Can see something happening on the rock behind us there. Don't know what's going on.
The sun's not come up totally just yet, but I mean, I'm ready for the sun. I've got my shades on. You get me? My little shades. Got my Superman thing on. Getting it to them, man. Just waiting for the sun, man. My vitamin D chilling, and then it's showtime tonight for the rest of the boys. Big up the boys. Them on the undercard. Super Yusuf, Favio. Who else is there? Chris Congo. Oh, what a fight that is as well, McKinson. You know, so I think the fans are in for a good night of boxing. You know, Cheeseman, Metcalf. Listen, there's loads of good fights on this card. 50-50 fights. So, you know, everyone tune in, man. Support the guys, and yeah, let's get it.
Thank you very much, Dean, and we'll catch up with you after the fight. Thank you, mate.